Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. What's going on, guys? Now, on this channel, I talk about a lot of different fighters. I talk about, a lot of guys you guys are accustomed to hearing, big names. But I also talk about some of the guys who maybe don't get as much publicity. I talk about some of the guys who aren't with the biggest promoters, and I talk about guys who I deem as real fighters. And when we talk about real fighters, when we talk about fighters from Chicago, Adrian Granados, hell of a fighter, and I don't think a lot of boxing fans realize that. They got a taste of that last year when he upset Amir Imam. You can go back within the last 15 months here on the YouTube boxing community. You can go on certain channels and when they were any video about Amir Imam, a lot of people were ranking Amir Imam very highly. Even said that he was going to take over the 140-pound division. All right. And now, after Granados whooped his ass, nobody really is checking for Amir Imam. And he hasn't really been very active this year. So Granados, he hasn't been very active himself. Adrian Granados wants the big fights. And unlike a lot of these guys, he deserves the big fights. And that's what I wanted to talk about, because he did an interview on BoxingC.com, and he voiced some of his concerns and opinions. And honestly, let me say this too. I talked to Adrian Granados the other day on Facebook. Great guy, awesome dude. Can't wait for the day that I get to meet him in person. Just seems like a genuine guy. Hopefully we get him back here on the channel very soon. I plan on doing that. But yeah, he voiced his opinion on BoxingC.com. So this is what I want. I'll read you the quotes about what he said. He said, "It's been a frustrating year. There's been a couple of fights that have come up, then have been falling apart. I have nothing against John Molina or his team, but that was my fight versus Ruslan Provodnikov earlier this year. I was hoping to cap off my big win over Imam with an even bigger win over Ruslan. I think the way that fight played out, I would have been successful myself. But congratulations to John on that." Then he went on. If you guys don't know this, Granados has been a sparring partner for Adrien Broner back in the past, and he actually voiced his opinion on his social media, saying that he wants to fight Broner. Here's what he said on that matter. He said, I quote, "I got tired of waiting for Adrien Broner. I was a former sparring partner of his. No disrespect, but when I saw him calling out Omar Figueroa and then they were going back and forth, I hopped on Twitter and tried to bait them out. So I said that I'd fight Broner. The next day I said, let's see if John Molina or Antonio Orozco want to get it on. I don't have a big following on Twitter, but maybe I'll get a couple more followers on there. So, guys, go follow Adrian Granados on Twitter. He then talks about the inactivity of a lot of fighters this year and how it's affecting him. And he brings up Danny Garcia. He's saying, I quote, I noticed the inactivity too. Danny Garcia is good financially, so it's not bad for him. But for guys like me who are up and coming, I'm starving over here. I want in on the party. I want to be a big name like Danny Garcia, Adrien Broner, or Keith Thurman. I'm staying in the gym, ready to go. There are a couple of things being worked out, but I can't disclose anything right now. It sounds like we will get something before the year is up. It's just a matter of who, when, and where." And that's what it is, man. He also, last quote, and then we'll break it down. So then he says, because he feels a lot of fighters see him as a higher risk, low reward type of fighter. He kind of talks about that here. He says, I quote, "Money-wise, they want their paydays. I'm in a tough division with a lot of big names. Unless you're a diehard boxing fan, you don't know who I am, and I understand that. They think, why should I give this guy a chance? No fighter thinks they will lose, but they are realistic, and they may think, what if I lose to this guy? I am high risk, low reward." So first of all, let me say that Adrian Granados is not like a lot of the guys that you guys complain about, or even he's not like a lot of these fighters that you guys hype up. Let's take a guy like Adrien Broner, for example, right? Adrien Broner, no disrespect to the man, but Adrien Broner, go look at his resume. He beat nothing but cans coming up. Gavin Reeses of the world, the Vicente Escobedos of the world. He struggled with Paul Malignaggi. Got a gift decision in that fight in the eyes of many people. Then when he went up and fought Maidana, got destroyed, got torched in that fight. The best win of his career, if we're being honest, Emmanuel Taylor, Khabib Al-Akfardiev. nothing really impressive. I mean, lost to Sean Porter when Sean Porter was at a disadvantage and came down in the catchweight fight. Fought at the lightest weight of his career. Fought really scared of Sean Porter. I mean, let's just be honest. Adrian Granados, much like Sean Porter, has a very aggressive come-forward style. And we saw how cautious AB was against Sean Porter. Now, fighting a guy like Broner, who wouldn't be weight drained, whose body is settled in at the weight, who is coming off of the biggest win of his career against a very, very high, once highly touted prospect in Adrien Broner, where he just completely destroyed and obliterated him. You don't think that guys know that? You don't think that a guy like Broner knows that a guy like Granados would be too hard for him? You know, I think Granados would give Broner hell. I think he beats him, honestly. Because Broner's fundamentals have really declined. If you go watch the Theophane fight, he's throwing a lot of punches off balance. Wasn't really sharp in that fight, and hasn't really been very sharp in quite some time due to him just not being focused in the gym. So I think that'd be a good fight for Granados. He deserves a fight against a big name fighter. I mean, this guy came up hard, guys. For those of you who don't know his story, he fought the likes of Frankie Gomez. You know, fought the likes of Frankie Gomez, and then I'm trying to think. Frankie Gomez, Amiri Imam, obviously. He fought Leonardo Tyner. He fought there's somebody else I'm blanking out on right now. But he's fought like a lot of tough fights, and he's had, you know, he's been thrown to the wolves. And a lot of guys in Adrian Granados' situation would have folded. They would have, you know, cracked under the pressure of fighting so many solid guys that early in your career, but he didn't, okay? And nobody, and I repeat, nobody has ever decisively beat this guy. His record is very skewed. Don't let the 4 losses fool you, because if this guy was signed with Top Rank or Golden Boy or Al Heyman, he'd be an undefeated fighter, and a lot of you guys in the YTBC would probably be making videos about him, but he didn't take that route, and you know, he's taking the harder road, I guess. But I mean, yeah, he's got to fight somebody. I think one of these guys needs to hike up their skirts in the 140-pound division, whether it's Ricky Burns or John Molina. Or listen, I know I'm a Terence Crawford fan. I mean, his picture's right. I mean, look, Terence Crawford's picture's right over there on my wall. I love Terence Crawford. Don't get it twisted. But even Terence Crawford, because we're gonna be honest here, even Terence Crawford, if Terence can't get a fight at 140, you know, I did a video saying that maybe he should fight Felix Diaz. This is another fight. In fact, I'll even go further. For Terence Crawford, right, unless he's unifying titles, this is like the fight. I feel like this is the fight because Granados is a guy who has earned a big fight. And if you go on the WBC rankings, because Crawford just recently picked up a WBC title, Granados is ranked 7th in the WBC rankings, and you have you know, they make no sense. You know, they have somehow Amiri Imam is magically ranked number 3 when he hasn't done anything all year except beat a bum in Pittsburgh recently. John Molina is number 4 after his big win against Ruslan Provodnikov, and Felix Diaz number 6. So there's only a couple notable guys above him. Honestly, no disrespect. No disrespect to Felix Diaz or Amiri Imam, but you know, he's put his time and he's put his work in, and I think Terence Crawford, you know, if he can't get a fight and he's complaining about how he can't get opponents, this is an opponent he should consider, whether he's high risk or low reward or not. Now I understand boxing is a business, we gotta be realistic, but it's time for these fighters to start acting like fighters. We can't always sit here and say, well, this is a business. Yes, it's a business, and I know it's about making sure that you get paid and that your faculties are in check when you leave the sport, but at some point, you know, these guys who hold titles, who claim to be these best fighters in boxing, gotta start behaving like it. Adrian Granados deserves that shot just as much as anybody in boxing because he's proven himself. And I forgot, the guy I'm thinking about that he didn't fight was Felix Diaz. So Felix Diaz, Mauricio Herrera, Leonardo Tyner, Felix Diaz, Leonardo Tyner, Frankie Gomez, Amiri Imam. You know, the guy has fought them all. A lot of big time guys in that division. So yeah, man, let me know what you guys think. Adrian Granados has came out and he said that they should have something before the end of this year, but yeah, he has voiced his frustrations here with a lot of these top guys not getting in the ring with him, and I agree with him. You know, the guy put his work in. The guy put his work in against Amiri Imam. I know Amiri Imam wanted a rematch, and quite frankly, look, I'm close to Amiri Imam. In fact, I just saw Amiri Imam yesterday. I went to the Heavyweight Factory, but for being honest here, Amiri Imam don't deserve no damn rematch against Adrian Granados, because honestly, I did the interview with Amiri Imam. He said he didn't know Adrian Granados, who Adrian Granados was. He disrespected Adrian Granados by not even preparing properly. And when he came onto the scales on fight night that night, he had a little question mark, kind of like Floyd Mayweather has, where if they come in overweight, Showtime kind of masks that. Same case with Amir Imam, and he still got his ass whooped. So no, he doesn't deserve a rematch with Adrian Granados, and I think that Granados deserves a title fight, not just with Ricky Burns, not just with Adrien Broner, but even Terence Crawford should go out of his way to call Granados, because this is a great fight. Style-wise, great fight, and honestly, Crawford has only fought one true 140-pounder, and that was freaking Postal. Lundy came up from 135, Delorme came down from 147, so come on, man. You guys in 140, stop ducking Adrian Granados and make some of these fights happen, man. That's it. Let me know what you guys think. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.